Pretty soon the girl disappeared entirely.
She looked like a walking mass of feathers.
Well, it's good to hear someone had an amusing day. As for myself, I have half a mind to go over to Klein's hotel and play some billiards. In fact, I think I'll do just that. Come along, LeBrun.
Oh, thank you, sir, but I think I prefer and stay to talk with Mrs. Pontellier for a while.
Very well. Send him along his way when he bores you, Edna.
Oh, Leonce. Here. Take their brother. You coming back to dinner?
Well, should we escape the sun and sit for a while?
Did you bother to check on the children before retiring? Did you bother to address their needs before your own?
Yes, of course. Why?
Raoul has a high fever and he needs looking after. I rolled him over in his bed, he kicked me and murmured something about a basket full of crabs.
Raoul has no fever. He went to bed feeling perfectly well and nothing had ailed him all day.
I am too well acquainted with fever symptoms to be mistaken, Edna. Raoul's skin is hot to the touch and his face is flushed. Your child is consuming in that next room this very moment.
I assure you, he's fine.
I'm not at all surprised. I've been well aware of your inattention, your habitual neglect of the children for some time now. Edna, if it is not a mother's place to look after her children, then whose on earth is it? I simply cannot be expected to abandon my brokerage business to take on my wife's responsibilities. I have my hands full trying to secure a good life for my family. I cannot be in two places at once, securing a good life for my family out on the street and staying at home making sure no harm befalls them.
Morning.
Good day, Miss Pontellier.
I hope these two are not too much trouble for us.
Oh, never. You had a wonderful time on the cheniere, didn't we?
Yes, yes.
What did you do?
On the boat.
On the boat? That's wonderful. You'll tell me all about it. Oh, mwah. Robert, you use this with us.
Oh, of course.
Francine, you can go back to the cottage if you like. I should stay with you with the children a little bit longer. Please tell Madame the girl will be a bit late. Raoul, it's him.
I'm very honest at that.
You want to know it?
And my joints are terribly stiff. I always experience such discomforts from my breathing condition. Do me a favor, Robert.
Granted, how would you like?
I only ask for one. Let Mrs. Pontellier alone.
Why?
She's not like us. She's not one of us. She might make the unfortunate blunder of taking you seriously.
Why shouldn't she take me seriously? Am I a comedian or a clown? I don't have patience for you. I hope she does take me seriously. I hope she has discernment enough to find in me something besides the blasé. I don't there's any doubt.
Oh, enough, Robert. You're not thinking about what you're saying. You speak with rather little reflection, as we might expect from one of those children playing down there in the sand. If your attentions to any married woman who were ever offered with any intentions of being taken seriously, you'd be unfit to associate with the wives and daughters of people who trust you.
That isn't it. You don't feel such things aren't very flattering to say to a fellow.
Should our whole intercourse consist of compliments? Must not.
Even if I were like Arobin. Remember, I'll say Arobin in the story of the countess' wife at Balaks.
Yes. And I trust you enough to know that you will meet your own countess wife.
Now, please accept my apology for this inexcusable rudeness. But you made one mistake. There's no earthly possibility of Mrs. Pontellier ever taking me seriously. You should have warned me against taking myself seriously. Besides, might as well carry some weight and give me a reason for reflection. Here we go.
Yes.
Good day, Edna. Oh, goodbye, Jeff.
Dear friends, I Honored guests, I trust that you have enjoyed this evening's sumptuous feast prepared by our own superb chef, Monsieur Kuhn. I hope, however, that you are not so indulgent at dinner that you are unable to partake in the true feast of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you my finest creation to date. Enjoy. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you very much.
I like to sit in the room with mornings when Adele practices. Our children are off somewhere playing croquet when Alice is with me. And it's very, very quiet. Listless. And the voice of the sea can be faintly heard over the soft windows. There is a piece which Adele often plays. The name of it is something else, but I call it Solitude. Upon hearing it, my mind renders the image of a man standing beside a desolate rock on the seashore. He is naked, clad only in sea spray. His attitude is one of hopeless resignation, as he looks toward a distant bird winging its flight away from him. Another piece calls to mind. A dainty young woman, clad in an empire gown. She takes mincing dancing steps as she comes down a long avenue between tall, angular hedges. Another piece reminds me of children at play. Still another, nothing but a demure-legged struggling cat. She has no face, yet she seems familiar. These pictures comfort me. Like the lady with the cat. They're strange, familiar. They come of their own accord. Unexpected. I've never tried to conjure. I've heard Mademoiselle Reese play before. She's a true artist. The images my mind renders of her playing are the strongest, most vivid that I've ever experienced. Tonight, I waited for those familiar images to gather and blaze before my imagination. I saw no pictures of hope, the solitude of longing or of despair. No pictures. The very passions themselves were aroused within my soul, swaying it, lashing it, mercilessly. Did you think that I was afraid?
No, I knew you weren't afraid.
Why did you come? Why didn't you stay with the others?
I didn't think of it.
Think of what?
If anything, what difference does that make?
I'm very tired.
I know you are.
I don't know anything about it. How should you? Never been successful. It isn't unpleasant. 1,000 emotions have swept through me this evening. I'm comprehend. Don't mind what I'm saying. I'm just thinking aloud. I wonder if I'll ever be stirred again as Mademoiselle Reese is playing with me this evening. I wonder if any night on earth will ever again be like this one. It's like a night in a dream. The people about me are some uncanny half-human beings.
There are. Did you know it was the 28th of August?
28th of August.
28th of August, the hour of midnight, when the moon is shining, a great spirit that has haunted these shores from ages rises up from the gulf. Its own penetrating vision will seek one mortal worthy of holding him company, worthy of being exalted for a few hours into the realm of the semi-celestials. Search has always been fruitless. So he sunk back disheartened into the sea. Tonight, he found Mrs. Pontellier. Perhaps he'll never wholly release her from this spell. Perhaps she'll never again suffer a poor unworthy earthling to walk in the shadow of her divine presence.
Come down to me.
You're going to wait out here for Mr. Pontellier.
Yes, yes. I shall wait here.
Shall I get you a
That-
pillow?
No, this one there.
It must be soiled. The children have been tossing it about. I can get you another.
No, good.
Should I wait with you till he comes back?
If you wish to.
Edna, this is more than folly. I cannot permit you to stay out here all night. Come in this house instantly.
No. Leonce, go to bed. I mean to stay out here, and I intend to. And don't speak to me like that again. I may not answer you. Shall we go right away?
The sun isn't nearly as low as it'll be in 2 hours.
So we'll be gone in 2 hours.
Let it go. Who cares?
It's a warm evening. Wish I thought to bring my babies.
I've often noticed you like forethought.
Well, wasn't it enough? Think of going to the cheniere and waking you up? Must I think of everything? As Leon says when he is in an ill humor. Leon, it would never be in an ill humor if it weren't for me.
Let's go to Grand Terre tomorrow.
And what shall we do then?
Climb up the hill to the old fort. Watch the little wriggling gold snakes. Watch the lizards sun themselves. And the next day, or the next, or the next, we can sail to the Bayou Bernardo.
And what shall we do there?
Anything. Cast bait for fish.
We'll go back to Grand Terre. Let the fish alone.
Go wherever you like. I'll have Tony come over, have compassion trim my boat. Are you afraid of the Perot?
No.
And I must take you out one night in the Perot. Moonshine. Maybe your Gulf spirit will come up and whisper to you. Tell you which of these islands the treasure is hidden. Maybe to the very spot, perhaps.
And in a day we shall be rich. I'm going to give it all to you, Robin. All the pirate gold and treasure we could possibly get. I think you would know how to spend it. Pirate gold isn't something to be hoarded or utilized. Something to squander and further forwards, fun of seeing the golden specks fly.
We share it. Scattered together.
Robert, do you know that we've been together the whole livelong day? Since this morning.
100 years when you were asleep.
Tonight.
Oh, I do not believe it.
Are you calling me a liar, old man?
Victor!
What? Have I offended you? No, I could not possibly have done that. One cannot be offended by what he is too old and deaf to hear, not to mention too simple to comprehend.
Victor, please! These are our guests!
It is all right, Lieutenant. I do not hold you responsible for your son's highly disrespectful words.
Oh, not only am I a liar, but I lack respect as well.
Victor! Not tonight. I have enough to be concerned about tonight!
So sorry I'm late. painting and became so involved with my work that time completely eluded me.
Robert is going to Mexico.
Why does he go?
Tonight.
Did you ever?
This very evening.
Not believe this, no way.
Impossible. How can someone take off to Mexico from Grand Isle at a moment's notice as if you were going down to the beach or to the wharf or down to Clyde?
I've been saying all along I was going to Mexico. I've been saying it for years.
Imagine leaving his
Yeah,
family.
just when his mother
No,
needs to hear the
they
most.
do whatever they please. Have no regard for others.
Do not stand for the same longer. Now, Victor, stop.
Well, I am sorry, Mother. I didn't mean to offend you. I just hope that if I were to lose the power of speech, it wouldn't be a benefit to anyone, really, and unless it would give you a more ample opportunity and license to talk yourself.
I am of the opinion that Victor should have been taken out in mid-ocean and in his earliest youth and drowned.
It would be far more logical to thus dispose of old people with an established claim for making themselves universally
Victor! You're disgusting. You're acting like a pig, unworthy of the mud you rolled in.
Surely you can think of something more original to compare me with, dear brother.
I was making a comparison, dear brother. You're a self-centered fool, inconsiderate, and remorseless. The biggest fool in modern existence.
Oh, you're a true poet, brother. Are you through?
Not remotely. Your only talent is bringing grief to everyone in your acquaintance, and were it not for my loving concern for mother and the resort, I would have distanced myself from you years ago.
Enough! I've had absolutely enough! Victor!
You seem preposterous and uncalled for. I don't like it. I don't understand your motive for silence and mystery. Not saying a word about it all morning.
Please don't part from me like this. I never knew you to be out of patience with me before.
I don't want to pardon any ill humor. Can't you see? I've grown used to seeing you, to having you with me all the time. And your action, Robert, your action seems unfriendly and unkind. I was ready to be together, thinking of how wonderful it would be to see you in the city next winter.
So was I. Bye, Mrs. Pontellier. Hope you don't completely.
You will write to me when you get to Mexico.
I will. Bye.
You miss your friend greatly?
I'm sorry. Of course I was wrong. I'm going down to bathe.
Why should I go down to bathe at the very end of season? Eh? I haven't been in the surf all summer.
Beg your pardon.
May I interest you in a chocolate? Yeah. I eat chocolates for their sustaining quality. They contain much nutriment in small compass. Save me from starvation. I find Madame Lebrun's table utterly impossible. No one save so impertinent a woman as Madame Lebrun could think of offering such food to people and require them to pay for it.
She must be very lonely without her son. Favorite son, too.
Who could have been imposing such a tale upon you, huh? Aileen Lebrun lives for Victor, and for Victor alone. And she has spoiled him into the worthless creature he is. She worships him, and the ground he walks on. Robert is very well in the way to give up all the money he can earn to the family and save the barest pittance for himself. I miss him myself. I like to hear him and to see him about the place. The only Lebrun worth a pinch of salt.
We're also Mrs. James Highcamp, Morris, Mrs. Wiggs, Miss Eleanor Bolton's.
Why are you taking this thing so seriously and making such a fuss over it, Leon?
I am not making a fuss over it. It's just these seeming trifles that we've got to take seriously. Such things count. This fish is scorched.
Never mind a little scorched taste.
I shall not even touch it. And these vegetables. How does one ruin vegetables?
There's nothing wrong with these vegetables.
They are soft and drained of all color. The vegetables you paint look more
I
appetizing
just paint
than this.
vegetables.
You know, you think we spend enough money in this house where a man could procure at least one meal a day where he can retain his self-respect. Joe, that's my stick.
Where do you go?
I'm going to the club to get dinner. Good night.
Yes? Ah, Pontellier. Not sick, I hope. Come, have a seat. What news do you bring this morning?
Oh, I'm never sick, Doctor. You know that I come of tough fiber, that old Creole race of Pontelliers that finally dry up and blow away. I come to consult. No, not precisely to consult. To talk about him.
Madame Pontellier not well? I saw her, I think it was, yes, a week ago, walking along Canal Street. The picture of health, it seemed to me.
Yes, she seems quite well. But she's odd. She's not herself. I don't know what it is. I thought perhaps you could help me.
How does she act?
Well, it isn't easy to explain.
What have you been doing to her, Pontellier?
Doing? Look.
Has your wife been associating of late with a circle of pseudo-intellectual women? Super-spiritual, superior beings? My wife has been telling me about her.
See, that's just it. She hasn't been associating with anyone. I came home several weeks ago to find that she had not left a suitable excuse for her callers. And I find out that she has told our boy Joe to tell them that she is out when she's in the atelier painting.
I feel like painting. Perhaps I shan't always feel like it.
Then in God's name, paint, but don't let the house go to the devil. Take Madame Rational. Because she keeps up her music, she doesn't let everything else go to chaos. And she's more of a musician than you are a painter.
She isn't a musician. And I'm not a painter. It isn't on account of painting that I let things go.
Then account of what?
I don't know! Leave me alone. Bother me.
And aside from her abandoning her Tuesdays at home, she's given up all her acquaintances. She goes around tramping out by herself, roaming in streetcars, getting in after dark. I don't know what it is. It's beginning to worry.
Nothing hereditary. Nothing peculiar about her family antecedents, is there?
Oh, no, indeed. She comes from fine old Presbyterian Kentucky stock.
I can't give you these. Pick any ones that you want. Oh, except these two. Yes, I wish to work on these. But take the rest.
Mon ami, this is the loveliest gift I have ever received. I shall frame every one of them and display them all over the house. It shall be a veritable gallery of your artwork. When can we have our first showing? You must stay for me for supper. Alphonse will be home soon. I want to show these marvelous sketches to him while you're still here. He knows a bit about art, you know, he studied it. But then he had to assume control of the family store his father took him. Oh, perhaps Alphonse will put some of these up in the store.
Oh, no, Adele, I don't think my work is of that professional quality.
Nonsense. They're as good as sketches as any I've ever seen. Alphonse is going to love them. Oh, but which should we put up in the store?
Whichever you both deem appropriate.
No, you must choose.
All right, that one there.
Oh, oui. The lady stroking the cat so often.
I stayed for midday dinner that afternoon. Despite the nearly overpowering desire to wander and escape the streets. One of my thoughts in the regular food has become. But I stayed and rather enjoyed the meal. Strange and appearance as it was. As to be expected, Adele was keenly interested in everything her husband had to say. Laying down her fork the better to listen, chiming in and taking the words out of his mouth. Whenever the fusion of two human beings on this sphere has been accomplished, it is surely in their union. The little glimpse of domestic harmony which had been offered with no feeling of regret, remorse. I am not fitted for that kind of life. And I can see nothing in it but an appalling and hopeless ennui. But I am moved by a kind of commiseration for death, a kind of colorless existence which never uplifts its possessor beyond the region of blind contentment, in which no moment of anguish ever visits her soul, in which she would never have the taste of life's delirium. It's funny how little control I have over my thoughts these days. They run gleefully across my mind like happy criminals. Happy little criminals have just been let loose on the world. There are days when I'm very, very happy. But I don't know why. Happy to be alive and breathing when my being seems to be one with the sunlight and the colors and the odors and the luxuriant warmth of a perfect southern day. I've discovered many a Sunday school corner fashion to dream. It's good to dream. Be alone, unmolested. When there are days when I'm in it. But it doesn't matter whether I'm glad or sorry, whether I'm alive or dead. When life seems like a grotesque pandemonium, and humanity like worms struggling blindly toward inevitable annihilation. I cannot even sketch up such days. A weak fancies to stir my pulse over my heart. I've tried to forget him. I fully realize the inutility in remembering, but it's too late for that now. The thought of him is like an obsession, relentlessly pressing itself upon me. It's not that I dwell on details of our acquaintance or recall in any special or peculiar way his personality. It's his being, his existence, which dominates my thought. Fading sometimes, teasing me as if it were to melt into the midst of the forgotten, reviving again with an intensity that fills me with an incomprehensible longing.